The National Gallery is highlighting the work of some of Cayman's most respected and prolific artists. The Native Sons is a collective of 9 Caymanian artists who express themselves through a variety of mediums. This latest exhibition showcases their journey together as well as individuals, and at the helm of it is a young Caymanian.
So to put this exhibition together, it takes a lot of speaking to the artists to find out exactly what they're planning to show and what their vision is, how they want to be seen as an artist, but then also looking outside of that and looking at the bigger picture of understanding the importance that Native Sons have had to the development of the art scene in Cayman. So it's understanding or looking at how they complement each other in a group, but then also how they contrast each other, because you have a lot of contrasting pieces here in the exhibition, but that also highlights their personalities. So it's looking at the bigger picture, but then also considering each artist in their own respect. They've travelled to Europe, to the US and around the Caribbean to train more in their different interests, so in sculpture, in lithographs, as well as in painting. So there's been a lot of development for them, as well as bonding as a group, as a collective. So it has been my first exhibition as a curator, but the lucky thing is that I haven't been working by myself. So I've been mentored by the National Gallery curator Natalie Urquhart, and I have tremendous respect for her and how she thinks through the exhibition. So I was a little bit overwhelmed when I saw all the work in the space and looking at all of the different styles and trying to figure out how the dialogues between them. But it has been great working with the individual artists. And at times it's been a little bit difficult because, I mean, as an artist I understand that you kind of get carried away in this creative process and then deadlines sneak up on you and you don't realize. But yeah, it's been a growth process, and it's been a journey, and it's been absolutely amazing. Yes, it's been really significant for me as a curator to have my first exhibition be focused on Caymanian art. And I think more specifically on the Native Sons, because when I was in high school, the Native Sons were an inspiration to me as a student, looking at possible career choices and seeing a collective or seeing a group of artists that were making their living in the creative industry was an inspiration that I didn't have to do just management, or I didn't have to go out and be a lawyer to be successful, and kind of weighing what is success and how I measure success. And I think I'd say this is one of my pinnacles of success, to be able to curate an exhibition here in Cayman. Yeah, I'd say I'm extremely lucky and fortunate to be able to have that opportunity. Well, I think with this exhibition there's a lot of questioning identity, whether that's the artist questioning their identity as an artist in Cayman, or questioning the Caymanian identity. What does it mean to be in and of Cayman in the 21st century? So I think with this exhibition, I hope that visitors first are kind of taken aback by the bold colours and the different styles, but then as they dig deeper into the pieces, that they see that there is a lot of questions that can be asked of ourselves, of what it is to be in Cayman, to be of Cayman. So I think that's one of the really important things that I hope that visitors take away from this exhibition.
Born and raised in Cayman, Al Ebanks is a self-employed artist and a founding member of the Native Sons. He's known for a visual style that breaks free of structure and instead looks beyond what is expected.
My style varies. I mean, again, I was taught to paint realistic, but it was kind of struggle for me because I wanted to create, and realistic. When I say a realistic piece, I can't really go beyond that. So I went into more abstract and impressionist piece. I mean, start off with the impression, just to give you a feel of what I'm painting, and abstract style create more interest. So my style varies. Over the years I had different styles. I paint in series, so again, even though my work could be abstract, it still reflects growing up in Cayman. And when I paint, I have a series called Cayman Marine Life. You know, it's called Something Fishy, right? Again, swimming, diving and stuff reflects that. You know, I paint in land, sky and sea. Again, Cayman, sunshine, the land, the sea, So I take these three elements and incorporate like different themes like the fish, the landscapes and stuff. So I would incorporate all of these different elements to create a piece. Okay, going back 20 years, I was invited to the governor's house with Anthony Ramon, Miguel Perry, and after the show at the governor's house, we were encouraged to continue showing our work. So we got together '96 with Ray Banker, Horatio Esteban, Nasaria Suku, and we had our first show at the Cultural Foundation. Native sons, or even the locals, we were not taught to appreciate art, and we didn't really have anyone to really follow. And Mila was, when you see art, it was painted by like foreign people, you know, so getting together as Caymanian is more like, was inspiring to really, to our people to really come out and support us. So it was great as a Caymanian to really paint, and our main goal was to develop and promote Caymanian artists. So that was a great step for us. For this piece, I created some sculptures, and they're on a giant, I would say massive scale. So it's sculptures, 8 sculptures, kind of representing the group, right? As an individual artist, I was trying to show the size by showing as an individual artist, we stand tall, but as a group, we stand strong. So I was trying to capture that feeling in those pieces. The partnership with the group was kind of inspiring. You know, as an individual, you have to be self-motivated to really continue painting. As a group, we get together and feed off each other. So it's great being together as a group.
Nasaria Sakushalet is one of 2 female artists in the Native Sons Collective. She views her work as a form of expression and does so through a variety of means.
I mean, I write poetry, I do storytelling, I paint, I dabble a little bit in writing some songs here and there, like maybe some traditional songs and whatever. And I think everything comes together to help and support the growth of the other. Specifically, sometimes I'm writing a poem and it becomes so visual for me that it inspires a painting. Or I do a painting and it's about something that's so strong for me that it inspires a poem. In particular, there's a piece that I did called Long Celia, which was, I learned about Long Celia, who was an African woman in our community, enslaved, who asked about freedom, and you know, she basically was taken to court and she was stripped naked in Georgetown and whipped on her back in the middle of Georgetown. So that whole story it became so much a part of me that it became a painting, and then it became one of my, I would say, my best known poems as well. So they do, each genre helps me to, each medium, helps to inspire me in other areas. When I first got back from university, I had actually started dabbling a little bit in art on my own, just to give presents to people because I couldn't afford really expensive presents. It was nice to give something personal. And I also attended Howard University, which is traditionally African American education, and had learned so much about African American artists. It began to make me think, well, I connected with that. Maybe I could be an artist too. But I was still doing it quietly. And when I came home, one of my old classmates, Ray Banker and Al Ebanks, who's a little bit older than us, they had started Native Sons, and they contacted me and said, do you want to do an exhibition? I did my first one and actually sold a piece the first time that we had a show. So that was encouraging. And that's how I got started. Well, the collaboration with all the rest of the guys and the one other girl has always been just bare madness. I mean, you know, we fight, we argue, we play tricks on each other, we joke, but at the same time, we trust each other, and so we get a lot of critique and encouragement from the other members in the group. We all do it to each other. We also challenge each other to keep pushing. Al is very particular about that. He's always like running some joke on you so that to make you want to do more and push the limits more and expand more. So I think that's been good, but I think the most important part was that we feel safe with each other, that the critiques are coming from a good place. They're coming from somebody who wants to see you succeed rather than somebody who may just be doing critiques because for whatever reason they are trying to hold you back. So it's the trust that really makes a difference. Well, I'd say that at this time you're going to see two different things. There's a group of 4 paintings that obviously are a part of a collection. There's one that's more of a theme that's more traditional and about celebrating and preserving our history and culture. The collection of 4, and you can see 2 of them behind me, those are very, very emotional pieces. I guess they say when you reach a certain age, you start to really see things and maybe you lose the cover on your mouth that makes you sort of hold back and try to pretend that something is what it isn't. I don't have that anymore. It's like the emperor's new clothes. And I suddenly realized that a lot of people that have brought a lot of negativity into my life, that I can see them for who they are. And so even though they may come with a compliment, what they're doing behind the scenes, through their own fear, their fear that they're not good enough, so they have to make sure that they hold somebody else down. All of that, I mean, I'm talking a good 20, 30 years of that is in these paintings. And a lot of it is coming from just that journey and not having people give us the respect that we should have, or also being able to see that there are people here who say they're for culture and preservation of our heritage and they have respect for it, but they don't feel it in their heart. They don't feel it the way I do. And the sadness that I feel when I realize that there's not a single grass piece left with cows in it that I can just go sit under on a well and eat mangoes and pray that the cow doesn't chase me. Like, that just doesn't exist anymore. And if it does, it's somebody else's land. I'm not allowed to go there anymore. So that sadness within us to see those things disappearing, not everybody feels that way, but their mouth says they do. And I've seen the truth in a lot of those. And there's a lot of small people, whether they're small in stature, you know, the Napoleon syndrome, they're trying to make up for being small, or they're just small in being human. And we've seen a lot of that. So I put it in the work so I could get past it and then now be able to focus on myself, being able to look at them with empathy and understand that they're on their road, their growth, their path, and I can't let them become a part of me in a negative way. Well, I would hope that people who are viewing, I like when people come to see the works and they have their own interpretation. It means something else to them because they have their own life experiences. I mean, some people see very strong women behind me in the paintings, and that's definitely a part of it. So I want them to be able to, I want my work to touch them and to make a difference in their life, because although these paintings may seem as if like they're, you know, I'm blasting at a lot of things, for me, there were a path to more peaceful existence. So that's what we always hope, that we can make a positive change or effect on somebody's life.
The Native Sons 20 Years exhibition will run until the 27th of June and feature a number of workshops, lectures, and events. Thanks for watching Spotlight. We'll see you again soon.